Good evening. Developing tonight in the 48th running of the Iditarod Trail Committee says racers will bypass the Shaktoolik checkpoint amid concerns over the new coronavirus.
You know, I had a call from Shaktoolik a little bit ago, and there was a concern within the community. Of course, worldwide, everybody's talking about it. And they have asked us to move the checkpoint just outside of Shaktoolik. So what we've done, with their help, they're going to be moving all our dog food and our straw and our heat provisions out to Old Shaktoolik, which is about 2 miles outside of town before we would come in. But they were saddened by the decision they made, but the IRA came up with a resolution that would be best for their community, and we totally understand that.
And for more on this situation and the status of the trail near Unalakleet, which is right before the usual Shaktoolik stop, we head to our special correspondent and Iditarod veteran, Didi Janro.
It's warmed up quite a bit. We're in the 30s, and we're expecting a significant snowstorm up in the Kaltag Pass this evening with about a foot of snow as expected. The trail breakers are already here in Unalakleet, so they won't be breaking that out. The leaders will. And then the trail breakers are currently taking care of another change in the procedures, and that is that Shaktoolik will not be a supported checkpoint. It'll be food drops at Old Shaktoolik and heat available at Old Shaktoolik. And that's all that they will have, and they'll proceed then from there past the town. Currently, that's Shaktoolik, and headed out to Island Point. And perhaps there's some more changes up the coast. We just have to wait and see. All of this is in response to keeping the villages safe and their requests.
Now, 2 more racers scratched today, Nils Hahn of Nome and Alan Eichens of Wasilla, both signing off at the McGrath checkpoint for the health and safety of their dogs. That makes a total of 4 scratches. You have those 2, Jim Lanier, who bowed out earlier this week, and Jeremy Keller, who arrived in Nikolai but left the race shortly thereafter, in part blaming the coronavirus crisis for his exit.
As things avalanche globally with closures and sickness and death, we've decided it's time to turn around and go home to my family.
He posted that video on Facebook last night, and we received permission to share part of it with you. He's also seen here in Rainy Pass. Keller is now heading home, taking the Iditarod Trail and mushing his 12 dogs back to Willow. The team's GPS tracker could be seen moving backward and toward the start instead of the finish last night. And amid these health concerns, the finish line in Nome, too, is going to look quite a bit different this year. The city of Nome announcing cancellations of most Iditarod-centric events, the Iditarod itself postponing the Musher meet and greet and the final awards banquet. Veteran Aaron Burmeister, who is from Nome and seen here back in Rainy Pass, expressing his disappointment over the changes.
You've got 57 mushers on their way to Nome looking forward to that celebration. It's not just celebration, it's the craft fairs, it's all the events, it's everything else that takes place, and it's really a shame.
We'll be sure to keep you posted on all of the developments on our website at ktuu.com. But let's move on to the fun stuff, or at least the exciting stuff. Jessie Royer leading into Galena, but she didn't get there without a little overnight drama first.
So I put the bottle of heat in my trash bag.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know it was on fire. And my trash bag was right next to my bag of booties, which was right here. So see, it burned this, it burned the rope that goes to the sled, burned this off, started to burn that, burned up the bag of booties.
I don't know what would be going through my head if that happened, but as you heard, Royer sled catching fire on the trail between Cripple and Ruby, but still holding on tonight to a front-runner pack position in this race. So I checked just moments ago, but these are the Iditarod's updates as of 9:50 tonight. Remember, there are sometimes delays with these. Brent Sass is back to the lead, checking out of Galena at 7:32 tonight. Royer, as first to arrive in Galena, is in second. 2018 champion Your Life Seth Olsom in third, about 20 minutes behind her. Richie Deal pulled in around 7:45, and Ryan Reddington was in Galena at the same time to the second, according to the Iditarod leaderboards. Now for your next 5, defending champion Pete Kaiser and his team coming into Galena at 8:46 tonight, followed by Paige Drobny, who was in at 8:58. The 4-time champ Lance Mackey still on his way from Ruby, as are Thomas Werner and Aaron Burmeister, though the GPS tracker actually shows that all 3 of them have already arrived in Galena. Werner and Burmeister have completed their mandatory 24 and 8-hour layovers as well. To the Iditarod Insider GPS tracker at Iditarod.com. According to the official online leaderboards, Michelle Phillips, three-time champion Mitch Stevie, Wade Mars, Travis Beals, and 2018 Rookie of the Year Jesse Holmes are your next five. But this is a more current look, if you will. I love this thing. It's so fun to follow. You can see quite a few of the mushers are running from Ruby right now. Even more are on that long stretch on the way there from Ophir.
We were kind of going back and forth. Just, yeah. I mean, we're all together. Yor and I were together all the way from Cripple. So.
You happy with the way your dogs are running right now?
Yeah, they're doing good. They're doing really well.
That was Antioch's Richie Deal. Royer might have been the first musher to the Rubicon River, but Deal was hot on her heels before several of the other frontrunners filed in one after another. When Deal arrived to the Ruby checkpoint, he was just minutes in front of a group of others, and he says more than a few racers have stayed in close proximity along these runs from checkpoint to checkpoint. A close race unfolding in front of us, and an exciting one, especially if you're cheering for Deal or any of about 15 different mushers who could come out with the win, including Ryan Reddington, who has finished this race 5 times before and is toward the front of the pack as we speak.
The Reddington family came pretty close, but they never won it, and I'd like to see that. I'd like to see a Reddington win.
And it is absolutely a possibility. Reddington might be up to the task this year. A strong race so far, and our trail crew says his dogs looked good coming into Ruby early this morning, just minutes behind Deal and Olsum. Reddington also has strong feelings about the support he's been receiving from some folks at these checkpoints.
Well, we still got a lot of race left yet. We're going to need a little good luck. But yeah, to hear that support means a lot.
And as the Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race takes place, humans without four-legged teams are walking, skiing, and biking themselves along the trail too, all the way to Nome. Here's Channel 2's Sean McGuire.
A tiny speck against a massive landscape. That speck is Casey Fagerquist, riding his fat tire bike and competing in the Iditarod Trail Invitational.
It takes an incredible amount of focus just to keep moving forward.
Fagerquist is carrying a small amount of gear on his bike, forwarding food and supplies by mail to villages he visits.
I have in my front roll up here some extra clothes, you know, and then toiletry items and stuff in there. This is tracking, lights. These are pogies. They help keep your hands warm. They're insulated. They have some Primaloft insulation.
The trail is the same as the Iditarod, but unlike mushers, if he gets into trouble, he isn't carrying an emergency beacon to call for help.
I don't, no. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the adventure of it, you know, you're just out here.
And there are some other differences. Just ask Iditarod icon Dee Dee Johnroe.
But I have to say that I think the bike's harder piece of equipment to take care of than a sled. It's got a few more parts to it, so that's pretty impressive.
You know, another huge difference is I only have to take care of myself.
But there is an understanding between musher and biker.
Well, I tell you, one of the things that's the same that I'm attracted to is that we go slow enough to be able to suck the whole ambiance in, you know?
And that's the amazing part for Fagerquist. From wolves feeding on bison to seeing the Alaska wilderness up close.
You see it from the air, you know, you don't ever get to touch it and smell it and hear it, and that's super interesting to me.
For an adventurer slogging it out alone, one pedal push at a time. Reporting from Ruby, Sean McGuire, Channel 2 News.
Some beautiful shots in there. I might have to go back and watch that again. That is all for us on this Friday night. Channel 2's Kristen Duran brings you all of your coverage from the 48th running of the Iditarod this weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.
Play Iditarod I Spy. Enter today's keyword at KTUU.com for a chance to win.